yes, you are reading that right. I am actually reading the Minecraft Redstone Handbook. Well, I welcome you if this is your first video. This is not what my content usually is. I just thought this would be nice to do. So, I hope you enjoy. So, today's book is the Minecraft Redstone Handbook. Let's get to reading it. So, welcome to Redstone, an introduction to the electrifying world of Redstone. Whether you're playing in survival or creative mode, Redstone is an amazing substance that will open up the immense possibilities of Minecraft. It will enhance your gameplay by teaching you how to correct and control the blocks that make up your world. Redstone dust and torches were first introduced in Alpha. Repeaters were introduced in the official Redstone release Alpha 1.3.1. When it also became possible to obtain redstone by trading with villagers, witches who sometimes dropped redstone were introduced in Alpha 1.4.2, followed by pistons in Alpha 1.7 version 1.5, aka the Redstone update, was released in March 2013. Since its arrival, a huge redstone community has developed, building and sharing creations as diverse as arcade-style games, indicate traps, calculators, and even compressors. The first section of this handbook gets you up to speed on the basics of redstone. The second section pushes you to use your new redstone knowledge to complete challenges. And the final section showcases some of the awesome community creations that are out there and gives a little insight into how they work. Redstone ore. Redstone ore is the raw, mineable block from which you get redstone dust. When mined in the PC Mac edition with an iron, gold, or diamond pickaxe, each block will drop 4 to 5 pieces of redstone dust. Redstone ore is found deep underground within 1 to 16 blocks of the bedrock layer. Time to get mining then. Just remember the number 1 rule of Minecraft: never dig straight down. Great advice. If you're playing in creative mode, you'll have an infinite supply of redstone at your fingertips. If you're playing in survival, the easiest way to get redstone ore is to find a cave system that leads deep underground. This will save you digging your way down by hand and should lead you straight to a nice supply of redstone ore. Enchanting your tools. When mined with an enchanted fortune pickaxe, a block of redstone ore will drop up to 8 pieces of redstone dust. You can enchant your tools on an enchantment table. To craft a table, you'll need 4 blocks of obsidian, 2 diamond gems, and 1 book. This is an expensive investment, but an enchanted fortune pickaxe may pay itself many times when you start mining redstone, diamonds, and emeralds. Did you know a block of redstone can be used as a power source? See pages 16 to 17 to find out more. Redstone dust is a really powerful stuff and is essential to almost all redstone circuits. Take some time to come to grips with it now, and you'll be glad you did later. Within a circuit, redstone dust acts like a wire. It carries a redstone signal from power source to another redstone item, such as a repeater, a piston, or a door. Using redstone dust. You'll need to place the dust on top of a block, not on the sides or the bottom. Placing several pieces of dust next to each other will create a wire. It's simple, really. Redstone dust is pretty smart. You can run it up and downhill to create a wire without connection breaking. Just remember that it can't travel vertically more than 1 block at a time. But, as smart as it is, the dust still needs to be told what to do. You need to direct it to the item you want to power. Giving it power won't do the trick. Oh, Apologies there, I seem to have skipped a line. Simply placing an item next to a wire and giving it power won't do the trick. The end of the wire must be pointed at the item you're trying to power. When the dust receives a signal from the power source, it can send that signal a maximum distance of 15 blocks before it runs out of strength. At that point, you can replace a repeater at the end of the wire to make the signal last for another 15 blocks. You'll want to familiarize yourself with this handy item, the redstone torch. A redstone torch has several uses, and among other things, can act as a power source in a redstone circuit. A redstone torch is turned on by default, so when it receives a power redstone signal, it actually turns off. Unlike a lever or a button, you can't switch it on and off by hand. Tip: redstone torches have a light level of 7, which is half the light output of a regular torch. They won't melt ice or snow, and don't try using them as a mob spawning deterrent or you'll be in for a nasty surprise. Did you know a tick is an amount of time, and in redstone terms it refers to the time it takes from a signal to travel to the power source to the object you are trying to power. A 1 tick delay is 0.1 seconds. A 2 tick delay is 0.2 seconds, and so on. Redstone repeater. A redstone repeater is a very useful item. Once you've wired it up, the possibilities are endless. How a repeater works. A repeater will accept a signal at the back and then push it out the front with renewed signal strength. For reference, the back of the repeater is the side closest to where you placed it. A repeater has several functions, but the two most important are 1. To increase the distance a redstone circuit wire can send a signal. When added to a circuit, the repeater takes the signal off any strength and refreshes it so that it is repeated at full power, hence the name. To create a delay between receiving the signal and outputting the signal, this is the most important function, as the delay is critical to complicated machinery that requires specific timing to work correctly, such as a piston door. The maximum delay can be created by a repeater is 0.4 seconds, but you can use several repeaters to create longer delays. Piston. Pistons may just be the most revolutionary addition to redstone because they allow redstone circuits to physically move the blocks around you. When given power, a piston can push the block in front of it. Did you know a single piston can push up to 12 blocks at a time, and it can push them in any direction? Sticky pistons. Sticky pistons are often more useful than regular pistons. They can pull a block backward as well as pushing it forward. When a sticky piston receives power, it will push a block forward, and when it stops receiving power, it will pull the block backward. When killed, big slimes divide into small slimes. Slimes divide into tiny slimes. It's only at tiny slimes that they can drop slime balls. And you use these slime balls to craft a piston. Sorry, I went a little bit off script there. Torches aren't the only power source available to you. There are several other ways to power a circuit. This table shows the different options for powering up with redstone. Those options are redstone torches, redstone blocks, buttons, levers, detector rails, trap chests, pressure plates, tripwire hooks, daylight sensors. What power sources do? Power sources provide a redstone signal to other redstone items like redstone dust, pistons, and TNT. With the exception of the redstone block, trap chests, and daylight sensors, A power source needs to be attached to a regular block before it can work. The power source will then send out a signal for one block in all directions except diagonally. The easiest way to use a power source is to place it next to the item you want to power. Since all power sources send power to the blocks next to them, buttons, levers, pressure plates, tripwire hooks, and detector rails also power the block to which they are attached, and anything that is next to that block. A lever can be toggled on and off, allowing you much more control over your circuits and machines. The only power source that can't be turned off is a redstone block. Sending your redstone signal in a specific direction. As you know, a power source sends out a signal in all directions except diagonally. However, if the power source is next to redstone dust or repeater, you can use those items to direct it wherever you want it to go. Power sources continued. We've looked at a few power sources already, but here are some additional power source recipes that will come in handy for the upcoming challenges. Wooden button produces a 1.5 second redstone signal when pressed. Must be attached to a block. Can be activated by arrows. They will keep the button pressed. Stone button produces a 1 second redstone signal when pressed. Must be attached to a block. Cannot be activated by arrows. Wooden pressure plate produces a 1 second redstone signal unless constantly pressed down. Can only be placed on top of a block. Can be activated by a player, animal, monster, Minecraft, boat, or dropped item. Stone pressure plate produces a 1 second redstone signal unless constantly pressed down. Can only be placed on top of a block. Can only be activated by a player or monster, not dropped items. Weighted pressure plate can only be placed on top of a block. Produces a 1 second redstone signal unless constantly pressed down. Can only be activated by a dropped item. Amounts of items dropped onto pressure plates increases its redstone signal strength. Lever must be attached to a block. Produces a constant redstone signal. Can be toggled on and off by the player. Tripwire hook must have a second tripwire hook opposite 2 blocks or more away. Connected with string to the other tripwire hook. Must be attached to a block. Produces a 0.5 second redstone signal unless constantly pressed down. Will react to players, monsters, animals, minecarts, boats, and dropped items. Slime blocks. Transparent slime blocks have several unique properties, making them highly useful blocks. Their addition to the game in 1.18 has opened up a whole new world of piston contraption possibilities. How slime blocks work. Slime blocks stick to other blocks, so when pushed or pulled by a piston, they will take that block they are touching with them. There are some important things to remember when using slime blocks. They don't stick to any blocks that can't usually be moved by piston, e.g. obsidian hoppers and furnaces. You can use this property to your advantage. Try placing your redstone wire on obsidian so the slime doesn't pick up unwanted blocks as it moves around inside your contraption. If you push regular blocks that is attached to a slime block, it won't pick up the slime block as well. You must always push the slime block first. Although slime blocks can pick up other blocks, they won't pick up more than the usual 12 block maximum that a piston can push. Players and items will bounce when they hit a slime block. Despite their appearances, slime blocks don't act like other transparent blocks. You can place torches on the sides of them, and they will also conduct a redstone circuit if you place redstone dust on them. They will also suffocate mobs. Lighting systems. You wouldn't think twice about switching on light in your home, but in Minecraft even that simple action requires a redstone circuit. Creating that circuit is up to you. Daylight sensor lighting system. Redstone lamp. You can craft a redstone lamp using redstone dust and glowstone. Daylight sensor. You can craft a daylight sensor from glass, nether quartz, and wooden slabs. Steps to creating a lighting system. Step 1. Clear a 5x1 opening in your roof. Fill that space with redstone lamps, then place a daylight sensor next to the lamps, with a 1-block space between them. Step 2. Place a repeater in front of the daylight sensor, facing towards the lamp. Run redstone dust along the redstone lamps to connect them. Step 3. Hit the Use Item button to change the daylight sensor to night mode. You can tell which mode the sensor is by its color. In night mode, it appears blue, and in day mode, it appears yellow. Step 4. The daylight sensor emits a signal of varying strength depending on the light level. The darker it gets, the stronger the signal. But you can use a repeater to extend the signal, allowing you to power your light at the first sign of darkness. Did you know? Redstone lamps are conductive blocks, which means they can power adjacent redstone lamps without giving them direct power. Bear this in mind when you make larger lighting systems, and you'll save yourself some redstone dust. Piston doors. Piston doors are a very popular redstone contraption that opens as if by magic, and constructing one is a great way to learn about the vital elements of redstone. Tip: bear in mind that when you place a sticky piston, its sticky side will be facing towards you. Did you know? You can't place blocks directly on top of redstone dust, but you can place them 1 block higher. Steps to building a piston door. Step 1. Build a 3x3 block arch with a 2-block empty space set in the center for the doorway. Then place 2 sticky pistons to the right of the door, facing inward, and place 2 blocks in front of them. Step 2. Dig down 2 blocks behind the pistons. Place a block of blue wool in the hole and a redstone torch on top of it to create your NOT gate. Place another block on top of the torch, and place redstone dust on top of that. This dust will be enough to power both the pistons. Your door is finished. Step 4. Dig a 2-block deep trench running from the blue wool block to the front of the door. Run redstone dust along the bottom of this trench right up to the door. This will allow you to connect a pressure plate to the pistons. Fill the top layer of your trench with blocks of your choice and place a pressure plate in the doorway so that the door can be triggered to open. Because of the NOT gate, the pressure plate causes the pistons to open the door instead of closing it, which is far more useful. Step 6. To make your door open from either side, dig another identical trench from the back of the door to the pistons and place another pressure plate inside. Now hide your circuitry with extra blocks. Warning: a piston door activated by a pressure plate can be a great way to welcome guests to your home. But don't forget the pressure plate can be activated by foes as well. Is that a zombie in your living room? Minecart stations. Before the introduction of horses, minecarts were the only way to travel in style, and they are still a popular mode of transport. You can use redstone circuits to make minecarts even more exciting. Basic minecart station. You will need powered rails and a track switch to create basic minecart station. The powered rails get the minecart moving fast, and the track switcher allows you to select your destination station. Steps to building a minecart station. Step 1. Create an L-shaped block in a large open space. It should be 2 blocks tall, 3 blocks long, and 5 blocks wide. Step 2. Build a 1-block tall T-shape in the middle of your L shape, and then add a 2-block tall pillar next to that. Place a lever on the far left of the bottom block. Step 3. Place a button on the 2-block tall pillar. You'll be able to reach this from your minecart. Now build a T-junction, a junction where 2 tracks are meet. By placing 3 powered rails followed by 4 regular rails, add stairs leading to your rails. Step 4. Dig a trench 1 block below the main curved track. Dig 1 more block down and fill that space with light wool blocks as shown above. Then add 1 more blue block on top as shown. Finally, run redstone from behind the lever to the last blue block. Step 5. Dig a 1 block deep trench underneath the junction so you can get the wool block. Now place a redstone torch on the side of the wool block facing the junction. This torch will act as your signal for switching tracks. 6. Fill in the trench and complete your track so that it has 2 destinations. When you pull your lever, your junction will switch positions. Now the fun can begin. Set down your minecart on the rails, get in, push the button, and you're away. Pulse shortener. A pulse shortener, or monostable circuit, is one of the most important logic gates used in complex redstone machine. It allows you to keep something turned on for a certain amount of time. A pulse shortener is the starting point for many redstone creations. You can use it to control how long a door stays open or how many arrows are fired from a dispenser. That was nothing, don't worry. Powered trapdoor. This example shows a pulse shortener in use with a trapdoor. The circuit is toggled on so that the trapdoor is shut. When something walks over it, you can flip the switch and the trapdoor will flip open quickly. Gotcha. Step 1 for building a powered trapdoor. Dig a 2-block wide hole, fill it with light green wool, then place 2 repeaters facing away from the wool. Set the left repeater to 4 ticks by hitting the Use Item button, and leave the right one set to 1 tick. Place a sticky piston next to the 4-tick repeater facing right, and attach a block of blue wool to it as shown. Step 2. Dig a hole next to the blue wool block and place another blue block in the hole. Place a lever next to the light green circuit. Place redstone dust as shown in the image. The circuit in this example is connected to a trapdoor with a hole beneath it, but the choice of mechanisms is up to you. When you pull a lever back to activate the circuit, the trapdoor will open for a short period of time. The exact time will depend on the number of ticks set. Then, when the piston pushes the blue block out, the circuit will be broken and the trapdoor will close again. Toggle flip-flop. No, not that kind of flip-flop. The toggle flip-flop is another important circuit. It provides a redstone signal that can be toggled on and off. A toggle flip-flop is especially useful when you want to use a button instead of a lever to activate mechanisms like doors. The example below uses a sticky piston T-flop design. What a mouthful. The signal activate arrives into the circuit. Then the flip-flop circuit toggles its output on. If you send another signal to the circuit, it will toggle its output off. 1. Steps to creating a toggle flip-flop. Step 1. Create a circuit of 2 light green wool blocks. Place 1 block apart from each other. Place a sticky piston facing upward in the middle of the wool blocks. Step 3. Put another wool block on top of the piston. Then place redstone dust on the block on the left and a repeater facing away from the middle block on the right. Place a sticky piston facing right next to the repeater, 1 block up. You'll need to place a block below first, then destroy it. Attach a block of redstone to the sticky piston. Finally, place a button to the side of the light green block on the left dust and dust on the floor as shown. Step 4. Place the button and sticky piston on the right. and the sticky piston on the right will push out the redstone block powering your redstone wire. Press it again and the piston will pull the block back, disconnecting the circuit. Clock circuits. Clock circuits are used to create pulsing signals for a variety of machines. From alarms to arrow launchers, it might not sound like the most exciting tool, but it's the starting point for creating some really cool stuff. Redstone torch 3 clock. A torch clock is a series of redstone torches strung together that continually turn one another off. The result is a pulsing output signal that switches on and off repeatedly. This example is called a 3 clock because there are 3 on and 3 off ticks between each pulse. You can make clocks with more torches, but you must always use an odd number of torches in a loop to allow each torch to turn to the next torch before it is turned off itself. If you use an even number of torches, half the torches will be permanently switched and the other half permanently off. Not very useful. Step 1. Find an open space and build this light green wool circuit. The circuit is made of 2 blocks with a 2-block trench between them, with 2 blocks filling the trench. Step 2. Repeat step 1 to create another green line as shown above, and add redstone torches, then add a trench of blue blocks to join up with the green circuits. Link the torches together with redstone dust. Step 3. Place a block next to the corner of the blue circuit, then a dispenser on top. Put redstone dust on top of the dispenser. Now place another single block next to the dispenser with redstone dust on top to link the circuit. Step 4. Put a lever on the side of one of the blue blocks to turn the circuit on and off. Fill the dispenser with arrows, hit the lever, and let them fly. Clock circuits continued. Repeater clock. A repeater clock is made of 2 repeaters passing a signal around in constant loop. To prevent the repeaters simply powering each other on, it's started by a 1-tick signal from a pulse shortener, which ensures the repeaters are only on for 1 tick before turning off again. They pass the signal around in a loop while continually turning on and off, which means your arrow dispenser will now pack some serious firepower. Enemies beware. Step 1. Find a clear space and place 4 blue blocks in a square with another block to the side. This last block will be the extension that you need for looping. Step 2. Place 2 repeaters on top of the blue wool facing in different directions and a line of redstone from the top of the repeater. Now add the green circuit above with a repeater facing left, a sticky piston facing up with a block on top, and finally a block of redstone on top next to that. To add the toggle, create a floating pink circuit next to the highest green block. Place a sticky piston facing left towards the repeaters, a block on the back with a lever on top, and a block in front. Step 4. Add a staircase of blocks in front of the 2 repeaters. Place a dispenser on top and add redstone dust as before. This completes the circuit. Add plenty of arrows to your dispenser, pull the lever, and the arrows will shoot out incredibly fast. This one is guaranteed to scare your enemies away. And now we're on to redstone challenges. I don't know about you, but I've been talking for quite a bit, and I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm a little hungry. So, I got myself a little McChicken, and I thought, what better time to eat it than now? Ooh, it looks good. Oh man, that's way better than I was expecting. That's good. Pretty spicy though. That's the way I like it. I like it spicy. Still good. I'll tell you what, that was pretty good. But, what meal is without their drink, so... Got myself a little Mountain Dew, Baja Blast. My favorite soda. Oh, excuse me there, I didn't mean to be so vulgar. Ooh, that's a really burp-inducing soda there. All right. Well, that meal was delicious, I'll tell you that. But I guess for now, let's get back to the challenges. Redstone challenges. Get ready to try your first redstone challenge. Deluxe lighting system. This seriously... I apologize. That soda had a lot of burp energy in it, and I might be burping a lot throughout the course of the rest of this video, so I apologize. Just kidding. I think it's done. A deluxe lighting system. This seriously cool lighting system doesn't just turn on lights on and off. It physically moves the light source in and out of the room using a block swapper. A challenging build, but great fun and worth the effort. Step 1. Clear a space above your selected room. It will need to be at least 5 by 3 blocks. The light will sit flush with the ceiling, so you won't have to challenge the way the ceiling looks. You'll just need to make a hole in the ceiling where you would like the glowstone light to appear when you turn the switch on. Place 3 light green wool blocks in a row just behind your hole, and add extra blocks in a diagonal area at each end. Add a redstone torch on top of the center green wool block, and place 2 repeaters on either side of this torch. They should be pointing away from the torch and directed into the 2 blocks at either end. Now add a redstone torch to the side of these 2 blocks, not on top. Place a regular piston directly below the redstone torch on the left, so that it faces a hole in the ceiling. Then add a sticky piston 1 block above the ceiling, facing down towards the hole, so that the blocks can slide past it, before being pushed into the roof. This can be tricky to place, so place 3 blocks above the hole, then remove the lower 2. Jump down the hole, look upward, and place your sticky piston on the underside of the green wool. Add regular ceiling material to the right of your sticky piston, then fill the hole in the ceiling with a glowstone block, ensuring it touches the sticky piston face. Then add 1 more piston facing towards the regular ceiling material block. Decide whether you'd like the on-off switch to sit inside the room and place either lever or a button there. Remember to connect your lever button to the main circuit. Try this vertical torch circuit to save on resources. Alright. Alright. Dual shot cannon. This cannon fires 2 TNT projectiles at your enemy at the touch of a button. It also allows you to send redstone... Okay, I'm sorry. It also allows you to send 1 of 4 possible ranges for each shot. Redstone signals are used to activate the required number of TNT dispensers, depending on which button you have pressed, releasing a different amount of propellant TNT for each range. Step 1. Build a U-shape of light green wool 6 blocks long and 3 wide, leaving a 1 block space at the back. Place redstone dust on top of each block to create a wire. Starting at the front, place 4 light green wool blocks in the center of the U-shape, but raised 1 block higher. This will eventually be the waterbed. Now add 1 red and 1 light green block to the back of the cannon as shown. Place a redstone torch on top of the red wool and redstone dust on top of the light green wool. Build an L shape of red, gray, white, and black wool. Position the block higher than the red wool with the redstone torch attached to it. Place a ladder on the inside of the red wool at the top of the L shape. Since ladders will occupy an entire block, this will act as a rest point for the TNT projectiles and will stop the water from spilling out. Add a single stone slab to the end of the L shape as shown. Aim for the top half of the red wool when placing the slab. Now add 4 dispensers opposite of the longest side of the L shape, facing in towards the waterbed. These will dispense into the TNT cannon. Lay redstone dust along the stone slab and the dispensers. Place a red wool block above the redstone torch. Place 5 repeaters along the L shape as shown, all facing towards the front of the cannon, and set to 4 ticks. Using a water bucket, add a single water source block from the back of the waterbed. The water will flow forward. Add 2 dispensers to the top of the wool block with the ladder attached, both facing in towards the waterbed. Now add 2 stone slabs as shown, and place 2 red wool blocks on top of these slabs. This will leave you with a single block of air in front of the 2 projectile dispensers. Fill all 6 dispensers with TNT and add 4 range selector buttons along the side of the cannon. Pressing the button on the back block will allow you to fire TNT the farthest, and the button on the white block will fire it the shortest distance. Have fun experimenting with range. There's more redstone tutorials, but my mouth's burning from the spicy McChicken, so I'm gonna go to the fun part. Hints and tips. We spoke to the experts themselves to get their tips on working with redstone. Here's what the Mojang team had to say. Working with redstone can be frustrating, but stick to it. It's very satisfying to see your creation function as intended after all your hard work. If your redstone creation includes TNT, wait before everything else is placed before placing the TNT. It's far less dangerous that way. Try testing out your designs in creative mode before making them in survival. Building is more fun with friends. Your parents might come in handy too. Focus on getting your creations to work properly before making them more compact or more attractive. We're still adding new features. Just because you can't do something now doesn't mean you won't be able to do it in the future. Do not build redstone creations in water. It will mess with your plans. Minecraft. The possibilities are infinite. Well, that's all I'm going to read out of the Redstone Handbook today. I hope you all enjoyed this little experiment of mine. Just kidding. That's not really an experiment. I'm never doing this again. My face is burning because of that McChicken. That was... Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. My face is really burning because I'm underneath a blanket right now because it helps dampen the sound. And so I'm kind of insulated and hot right now, so I need to cool off. But thanks anyways. If you're thinking about subscribing, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure to like this video and comment down below what you thought and what your favorite Pokemon is. Thank you. See you. Goodbye.